Hello, everybody. We're building a really good crowd tonight because we got a great, I'm going to call him a co-host tonight because it's just me. So, and if you're, we have Gino Spagnola coming. So without further ado, excuse me, let's bring in the chairman of the AQHA Professional Horsemen's Association.
Yo,
Mr. Gino Spagnola in the house. Wow, look at you all dressed up, buddy.
you like that, huh?
Yeah, you got your cowboy hat on. I'm all slicked back tonight. I don't have a hat.
Said you were dressing up.
You told me that you were coming just straight from the barn, like walking in and doing this deal. So what's up?
Well, this is how I go to the barn every day.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures, man. I've seen pictures.
Hey, where's Tim?
So Tim and I had a little bit of a spat. Actually, the jerk really kind of got under my skin. So we had a little bit of a separating of ways, and I'm not sure where he's at. Like, if he wants to be in this or not. I told him he could come on and see if.
Whoa.
But so I apologize. I know you were really looking forward to seeing Timmy tonight, but
put me in, Coach.
Kind of ticked me off. So yes, we are interviewing for a new co-host. Gino Spagnola looks really good on the headline. So
200,000.
Hey, yeah, we pay you to.
Hey,
what are you doing here?
Tim, you're out.
Look, you got Joe there behind you or what? What? We already talked about this today. We are interviewing for a new co-host.
I'm in. You're out, Tim.
John and I.
Yeah, turn down your volume, Timmy, on your phone.
Okay.
You're not supposed to be listening to that.
Well, I was looking for Dawn because we were going to bring back Real Trail.
Did you find him? You jerk.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
To steal a word from my friend Gino here, you jerk.
Wait. Here, look, I still got the backdrop.
Okay. Are you saying you're sorry?
I am.
No, you didn't say it, Tim.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I was a jerk. April Fool's.
That's our April Fool's joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, man. That's the best we got. That's the best.
Lena. Oh, Lena's freaking out. Did you not tell Lena about our April Fool's joke? You didn't?
No.
She's like, "Where's Tim? I just saw him." And then I go on and say that we had a little tiff today. She's like, "OMG." That's awesome. And then I go on and say, "That's awesome." Okay. Yeah, you got to turn your volume down if you're watching live. Okay.
I got it.
All right. So we've got Mr. Eugene Spagnola on tonight.
Gino.
For an amazing night. I'm going to bring some pictures up, Timmy, while you're just kind of talking. Maybe starting some questions that we want to start popping out to Mr. Gino.
Gino, here it goes. Just tell me real quick about the quarantine and the virus over there in your area, like between you and New York. I'm curious how that's going down.
Well, we've been in quarantine now for a week and a couple days, where it's stay at home, essential workers only. And in New York, it's a mess, and they've had 12,000 new cases a day. And we're only about an hour and a half from New York City right here. But one good thing is where we have it in Connecticut is on the coast, where most of the people that work in New York City that live in Connecticut live. So we're real fortunate over here, I'll tell you. But we're in quarantine for sure. And we shut the barn down last Monday, and just to us workers take care of the horses. We're still riding them. But one of my customers introduced me to a guy that works for the governor, and I sent him an email because there was really no correspondence saying about barns and horses and equine. In a lot of other states there was, and I told him the situation. And yesterday we got an email, and we're allowed to have our customers come back in They have to come back in one at a time.
Nice.
So that was
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, for sure. That's great news.
So,
Fantastic.
Gino, can you just tell us a little bit about your history, like how you got into horses and like where you were born and stuff like that? I'm curious.
Yep. I was born and raised in New York. I mean, New York. Listen to me. In Connecticut. I want to be a New Yorker, right? So I was born in Woodbury, Connecticut, which is probably 30 minutes from here. So, and I went to school in Waterbury, which is about 20 minutes from here. And my neighbors had horses. Actually, I lived in Waterbury when I was little, and then we moved to Woodbury. And that's the first time I was around horses. I was like 12 years old. My neighbor had horses. We rode them. The two girls, my neighbors, spent some time with me and taught me how to ride.
Is that how you looked when you were 12 years old? Did you have a stash?
Yeah, I had a mustache. And that's how it really all started.
Like what events did you show and stuff? Or like,
Nothing. We just rode in the backyard.
Did you ride English?
Oh, yeah, Tim. So I rode English about 4 times.
Oh, really?
You don't have a picture, do you, Tim?
Do you wear your breeches and your long boots and everything?
Oh, yeah. Rust breeches.
Rust. Wow.
I had the rust breeches.
And how'd that go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
that's my
picture.
Saturday Night Live move right there.
Oh, you mean it? That's not those. Okay, we were wondering what part of that was, but okay.
Tell me
Awesome.
about this picture. This picture's been on your Facebook, my Facebook. I'm curious about this picture. There's a story behind it.
You know what? The funny part is, I actually can't remember the whole story.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
But I do remember when that picture came out. It was the night I won the NSBA World. That picture came out.
Go figure.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Go figure. Awesome.
So, when you were young, did you have the nightlife in New York, like Saturday Night Fever, or did you do any of that kind of stuff? Were you that old?
Yeah, we went to some clubs. I went to school in college in New York City at NYU, and we went to some clubs and stuff. Not a lot though, because I spent every weekend over here in Connecticut at the farm.
Tell me this, then. How do you get this name, Italian Stallion?
Oh, good question. Yo,
Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. Actually, the person, God rest her soul, Bobby Pullen named me the Italian Stallion.
Did she?
She did.
Wow.
And you know, it's a funny story.
It's not because of that picture or anything.
When Bobby passed away, Doug, I guess he got her phone, and all of a sudden my phone rang, and he goes, "Hello, who's this?" I said, "Gino." "So you're the Italian Stallion," he says to me. So in Bobby's phone, I was the Italian Stallion.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a good story right there.
How about this too, Jenny? Like you told us that you just moved into a new house, right?
Yep.
Because I remember I've been in your old house, and I get that. So tell me about like the changes. Like, what do you like about having a new, fresh house?
So Sarah and I lived in a one-room studio apartment for about 6 years. I mean, literally one room.
Wow.
And, you know, it was perfect timing. We moved in this house, I would say a week before the quarantine, maybe 2 weeks.
Perfect.
And it's actually adjacent to the farm. It was owned by Gretchen. We bought it from Gretchen. And we have hayland on both sides of our house. And it's a little cape, about 2,000 square feet. And we gutted it and redid it. It took us about, well, it didn't take me any because obviously you guys must already figured out that I'm not real handy.
Yeah, you're not a carpenter?
No, not even close. But it took over a year to get it all done. So it's pretty exciting though.
Okay,
I have a question from the gallery over here, from Lee Burial. Lee Burial wants us to ask you, what is her nickname for you?
Of course, the Cranky Yankee.
That's perfect.
You know what? She loves my personality.
Of course.
So,
Everybody does, Gino.
yeah.
We'll
Well, here's one of my questions, okay? And we'll just go with this one. Gino, if anyone's seen you school horses or inside that practice arena, you're a very intense young man, trainer, coach, very intense, very loud, right? We're almost intimidated about you sometimes. Not me, but some other people are, right? But then there's that layer behind all that hard ass stuff that's like the biggest hearted guy I know in the industry. Like super giving, super heart, weird because everyone's scared of you but me and Robin and Brad. But tell us, I mean, how do you switch over from that?
It's a short list.
Go! Come on, yeah! And you get that, and then you're like super soft, nice at dinner, and it's kind of funny.
You know, Tim, you've always kind of criticized my style of coaching. We've had several conversations about this.
He's done the same thing to me, Gino.
Yeah, I mean, he just one night we were at Chili's at about 11 o'clock at night. Okay, I walk in there and he says, "Have a seat." 11 o'clock at night, we're at the Redbud. He bashed me for an hour and a half. You know, it's just a style of coaching that's worked for me. I don't think it's indicative of just who I am or my heart, but it's just what makes me function. I'm pretty intense, and my people are really receptive. Believe it or not, my students, you know, I still in contact with, I would say 80% of them over the years. You know, we become part of their life. It's just amazing.
And I'm saying it's so funny because people that don't know you are intimidated with you when you're out there like that. I said, don't worry about it, Tim. Just go through. Am I in your way? Oh, I'll get out Tim, do you want that? Yeah, I'll move. You know, you like get out of the way in a heartbeat, but no one wants to ask you to get out of the way, Gino.
Well, the problem is I am I will admit it, possibly the worst person to be in the trail course with, whether I'm on foot or I'm riding. I will admit it. I've gotten better, though. I really tried to stay out of people's way. I just get in my zone, you know? And when I'm helping somebody, I'm always walking with them, and I'm walking in front of people. It's just –
I agree.
I get it. And I've had many of the same conversations with Tim. Typically, if I get the text, I know what this is about. Or if he's like, "Hey, Brad, you got a second?" I'm like, he never says, like, "Have you got a second?" It's just like, you know what's coming. Like,
exactly.
Okay, who complained about me yelling at my kid or my client, right? But I appreciate you in the same vein because I know exactly you're just trying to protect us. So that's all a good thing.
And after the turn, you know, that's being a professional horseman. It's my responsibility to be a lifeguard out there a little bit. And I feel like it's being offensive that I need to slow someone down out there, right?
For sure,
you know,
sure.
It's all our responsibility, Tim.
Yeah, it's all of us. But I'm the guy, you know, hey, don't put that pole so high. Hey, you guys can't do that. Like, come on, give me a break. You know, 12 inches.
Jed Paul said absolutely. I don't know if he's saying absolutely about putting that pole too high or absolutely to what I said.
Just kidding. We don't know.
So I heard through the grapevine somewhere there's a little story out there while we're kind of talking about this that has to do with Mr. Gino, Mr. Tim, and Miss Whitney.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I want to hear this full story. I've heard a piece of it. I want to hear the full story. And so you got to be easy on Whitney because she is not here to defend herself.
Oh, no.
Don't go easy on Whitney.
Game.
Okay.
Fair game.
Fair game. All right.
First of all, Whitney, are you listening?
I haven't seen Whitney on here yet. So she's really fair game since she missed.
I was amongst 3 people, maybe 4. We're not naming any names today, Tim.
No.
That were the worst people when the trail plan's running. You know, moving horses around, not showing up, going at the end, manipulating everything around. I was really bad. And it was a turning point in my trail, not career because it didn't really have anything to do with me showing, but in my relationship with Tim. We always got along great, but we had a few rough spots because of this.
This is going to be good.
Well, I really aggravated him that day. I was trying to move horses around, and so all of a sudden Whitney comes out and, she gets away with murder. Let's be honest here. Okay. She has that smile. Tim. Well, she didn't realize, right, that Tim was about to crack. This is in Virginia. I could see him. He was up in that podium. I could see it clear as day.
Yep.
And she's going, well, I got to show my horse. And Tim says, well, you can't right now. And all of a sudden she goes to him, well, I got to show Gino's hunt seat horse. And he just went nuts.
Really?
It was like beep, beep, beep. I mean, he was dropping the F-bomb. It was
really
unbelievable. Oh, yeah. It was the maddest I've ever seen Tim in my life. And it was at me, and I had nothing to do with it. Whitney wasn't showing for 2 hours.
He just said your name. She said your name, and it just ignited him.
She said she had to go show my hunt seat horse. It wasn't for 2 or 3 hours. They were still on halter down there.
Keeping it real, Tim.
It takes a lot to make me go over the edge. And that day,
I'd agree.
Yeah. And when the fire comes out, stand back.
Yeah.
Way to go, Whitney. Way to go,
Thanks,
Whitney. Hi, Julie.
They all apologize later.
Hi, Sarah Lyons.
We figured it out. How to get along.
So
Ricky Noizu is on here.
Hey, Ricky.
He says you're very intimidating to work for.
Oh yeah, I'm real intimidating.
So I got a couple more here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good story. I mean, that's how Gino we look at that.
I wanted to hear it. I've never heard it. I've heard little rumblings about it. Oh, that Tim, Gino, and Whitney, and of course, Whitney was the innocent one in the middle of all of it, right?
Whitney, she can play every back gate man but me.
Yeah.
Not me. Don't bring me Libby. Don't bring me Whitney with those little eyes. Oh, please. I need to go. I have to show
Exactly.
Okay, wait.
I got the best story yet.
All right.
So we were in Virginia, okay, and we were here. He came to do a clinic. Sarah's refreshing my memory. And we were going to the Virginia Horse Show. So he said, I'll just drive down with you, right? So we were driving down to Virginia, and my trailer broke down.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Tim says, it was me and Tim in the truck, and Sarah and one of the girls that worked for me in the other truck, right? And so I said, Tim, we got to go. It's about 30 miles to get this trailer fixed. We can't keep going. You know what he says? Okay, I'll get my stuff.
He's getting in with the girls.
Yeah. I'm like, Tim, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm going. I'm not going with you. What do you mean? You're going to leave me alone? So I shamed him into it. He came with me.
Oh.
And, yeah. We played Name That Tune. We played Name That Tune for about 5 hours.
Oh, nice. It's a fun game.
Tom Petty. He kept saying Tom Petty.
Yeah. I'm not very good at that game.
Okay, Gino, one more.
Okay, go ahead.
So I know your favorite meal of the day is dinner, right? No?
Yep.
Well, like when I go work for Gino, breakfast, yeah, we get a muffin or croissant or something. For lunch, we go to a little pizza parlor, okay? But for dinner, he's never a slacker on dinner. We always
there
get
I am.
Right? And is your favorite wine the Camus wine? Camus wine?
Oh, yeah. Love Camus.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
Napa Valley, right? Napa Valley?
Exactly.
Napa Valley, right?
Delicious.
So tell me why you like that wine, and tell me the kind of food you like to go eat when you have time.
Okay, when I have time. Wine, I love a Cabernet. I love the depth of it. It's not too sweet. She's making it. And you know what? And this is for you, Robin Fred. I love the hint of vanilla.
There you go.
I've heard him say that.
Right.
And you know what? Favorite meal? You would think it would be Italian, but that steak in the picture, my favorite meal.
Wow. So
Where was that?
I don't know where Italy, I
know.
think.
Big
Robin
steak.
gave you that,
Nice.
right?
That was a big steak.
Nice.
I found it on your Facebook. So,
Yeah.
so here's my last one of the
Pretty
first half.
awesome.
Tell me, like, if you're with your friends at the horse show, okay, and you're doing that leaning against the fence, kicking it, right? Who do you talk to about things other than the horse show? Do you have any buddies that you talk to anything about, like when you hang out and at the horse show?
Yeah. You guys already know who they are.
Well, tell us.
That's all right. Well, you got a big crowd here tonight, so you can tell people that don't know. They,
Guys.
you know,
Girls.
So,
guys, gals.
Robin,
Yep.
I talk to mostly Robin. Jeff Malott. Let's see. Oh, Brett Clark. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Brett Clark for a
Yeah.
minute, all right?
Yeah.
That guy. Okay. Just everybody
Typically.
remember my friend first.
Yeah.
Okay, we were buddies. And then all of a sudden, that's it. He calls me about once a week now that he married Gina. That's it.
That's it, huh?
You know what? Should we tell the story, Tim, about the phone?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a fair question. So this is his own fault. I learned this from Cyril's, Charlie Cole, and Chris Thompson. That's how I learned this.
Bad news. Bad news, that is.
Now you can say the story.
Oh, you phone stealer. I got it. Come on, bring it.
Say it quickly. You want to say the story?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it. I thought you were. So I left my phone on Tim's bench there in Florida. And so there was some things going on with Brett and Jana. I didn't really know what was going on, but, you know, he came down to Florida with one horse, you know, Brett Clark driving all the way to Florida with one horse. It seems odd to me. And so I was out in the trail pen. He was there for about a week, and Jana went to dinner a few times with him. And Tim sends Brett a message. He goes, "See me in the trail pen immediately."
Oh, one of those texts.
Right? So I have no idea.
I know what those texts are.
I'm doing my intense usual lesson. Here comes Brett. He goes, "Oh, I knew this was coming." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, I knew you were gonna have this conversation with me." So that's the story from Tim, stealing the phone.
I gotcha.
I learned that from
gotcha.
those other three. Yeah, I definitely learned that from those other three. We'll have to backtrack a little bit. Like, can you tell me about like your work and what you did in New York back in the day?
Yeah, love to.
Yeah, we're backtracking, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're all over the place, but it's fine. So I graduated from college, worked for a CPA firm in the city, and I was there about 4 years, became a CPA, and I went to work as a controller of an energy company, which was one of my clients. I was the manager on the account, and they hired me, and I worked there for about 8 years. I became the CFO. And then I went on, I took another job back in Connecticut for another company, same type of company in Greenwich. So that's what I did.
And then how'd you get to work for Gretsch?
Well, listen, I've been with Gretchen since I was about 17 years old. So that's a lot of years, guys. About what, 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time. And I used to come every weekend. I mean, I had been insane. I drove from Long Island on Friday night, spent the weekend here, drove early Monday morning back to work, rode horses, helped her out. I had a lot of vacation time. I had about 7-8 weeks of vacation, and I used to use that to go to horse shows, help her out. And just one day, you know, I shouldn't say it was one day. It was over a period of time. I just finally decided, you know, it was time to pursue my passion.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's awesome. I love that story.
Bradford, maybe we
Yep.
do that trivia question right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We don't want to forget about it tonight. So we're gonna post this picture up.
There you go.
Do we
That's what
see
the other night.
do we see it?
Yep. Name of
All
the
right.
horse, Name of the.
Wait. So for the name of the horse, we're doing because we have the proprietor of C. Letchworth Bits and Spurs on tonight. We're doing a $100 gift certificate to Letchworth Bits and Spurs. And for the venue, is that correct, Tim?
That's the venue where
Nobody,
I'm showing it.
yeah, nobody can see you right now, Tim. For the venue, we're going to do
The $50 gift certificate.
$50 times Ranch Jeans.
I'm jeans. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So
Tim, is that higher than 12 inches?
I know. That's the best, huh?
It's not.
Don
Okay,
set that thing out there.
Dude,
So it's not. Hey, it's not who the rider is, Lee Berryhill. We know who the rider is. It's Mr. Tim Kimura. It's with the name of the horse for a $100 gift certificate to Letchworth Bits and Spurs, and then the name of the venue where he was showing at, and we'll pop it up again here later on in the deal here, where he was showing at for $50 Kimes Ranch jeans. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break, and on the other side of the commercial break, we're gonna talk about the professional life of Gino Spagnola involved in the AQHA Professional Horseman. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. If I can find it.
Volume.
Yeah, I got that.
Keeping It Real is brought to you by
Kimes Ranch Jeans, Blue Ribbon Custom Tack, Letchworth Bits and Spurs, JewettEquine.tv, Chauffeur Dough, Silver Dollar Circuit, Horseman's Future, Unishippers.
And now, back to Brad and Tim.
I kind of like our theme music, Timmy.
I do too.
And Gino. They didn't put Gino in there at that time, but
Gino,
your crowd is growing, Gino. It's growing.
I'm up to about 3 now.
Yeah, you got 3.5 actually.
All right.
Just kidding.
Okay, ready for some business questions now, Gino? This is the meat and
let's
bones.
go.
How'd you get involved with the professional horseman? And can you tell us how people become a professional?
Well, I'm just saying, you like to ask a lot of questions at one time, one question at a time.
How'd you get involved with professional horseman? I'll stop.
Well, I've been a member of Professional Horsemen, I'm going to guess, I can't say, but I'm going to say about 12 years. And, I hadn't been involved a lot with AQHA until about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And how I got involved, Robin actually got me involved with the pleasure versatility class. And that's really my first involvement. And I worked on the pleasure versatility class, and then I became a member of the governing board of the pleasure versatility class, which there's 5 of us. And I also was really involved in our affiliates here. I'm on the board of Connecticut Quarter Horse, our regional board, and I'm chairman of our horse show committee, which runs 2 of our Connecticut horse shows. And I just really love it. And I'm a member of the show committee, the World Show Subcommittee. And last year, I was appointed to the Professional Horseman Council. Wow. And I just love the Professional Horseman, the group. It's great. It's a great association. And people really don't understand, what its role is, right. What it does for the industry, for us as professionals, for the customers that show. It's our voice. It's just great.
So yesterday we talked a little bit, but can you tell us about Karen, Norm, and how the council's formed?
Yep. The council is made up of 12 positions, and about half of them are appointed, half of them are elected. And there's a position for a liaison, one of the executive committee members, which ours is Norm Luba, who is fabulous. He's a great liaison between the executive committee and the professional horsemen, the council. He was instrumental in creating the pleasure versatility class. I mean, instrumental, which has just been a great success. I mean, the stands were full. Karen McCutcheon, she's just McCuistion. Sorry, Karen, if you're watching. She is head of the professional horsemen. She's my direct contact with AQHA, and of course, Patty. She was the founder, basically, of the Professional Horsemen Association. They're all great people, and they work really hard at this association and its relationship with AQHA.
So, I know there's a lot of things that you guys do, but I know the crisis fund is probably the main thing that we talk about all the time. Can you go over that a little bit with us and how we do things?
Yeah, it's the most visible. And the crisis fund has been around, I believe, for about 18, I'm not sure on the exact date, 15 to 18 years. We have distributed over $200,000 to help people in need. I mean, that's incredible. Last year, we raised $70,000, which, believe it or not, as you all probably remember, I'm always the one passing the bucket at the Ride the Patterns. We collected $30,000 just from the Ride the Patterns, which I want to give a shout out to Neutrina.
That's amazing.
$50,000 was from the people watching, and they matched $15,000.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I want to thank them.
Yeah.
And just programs like that, that's been around long before me. But just to think of going to a world show or an L1 championship and just not having Ride the Pattern. I mean, I would never miss it. As a trainer and an exhibitor, it's a great tool. And that's done all by volunteers, all professional horsemen. It's just a great program. It's just one of the things that we do.
But it definitely ties it in. I'm sure probably everybody here or everybody that's going to watch eventually will have been to a Ride the Pattern, and the money that you put into there, that's exactly where it goes. I mean, you just said you raised $15,000 match, that was $30,000. Well, this next year with this coronavirus, I am sure that there is going to be some people applying for some sort of.
So, Gino,
however you call it.
Can you tell us how it helped you out?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Can you tell us your story and how it helped you out?
Oh, so 2007, I was at the All-American Quarter 9. I got corrected by Sarah. I was at the All-American Quarter Horse Congress. It hadn't even started. We were moving in. And not to get, the story a bit too long, but I got outside my truck on a road. I got hit by a car. And I'm going to tell you, that car clipped my shoulder. If I was standing, I would say 4 inches to the left, I'd probably not been with us today. I broke my leg in 4 places. I have a rod, pins, lost all my teeth. Shout out Ted Flandrianos right here.
Smile got better. The smile got better.
Yeah. I had health insurance. And, we talk about this all the time, and I'll talk about it as chairman of the Professional Horsemen's Association. You know what? That people you have to have health insurance. You know what? Do without the running boards on your truck, the chrome tires. Get health insurance.
Yes.
Right.
It
Yes.
is important.
Preach it. Preach
But,
it.
I didn't have dental coverage. My dental work, I lost 2 of my front teeth. I mean, I had all kinds of damage. My dental work was probably close to $20,000.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
I mean, I have like Vanna White teeth now, but
That's a $20,000 smile
right there. I don't have to whiten them or anything. And go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, how did the crisis fund come into play?
So you fill out an application, which you can find online. You go to AQHA Professional Horseman, and you fill out an application, tell your story, your financial need, what happened to you, and it goes in, reviewed by the council, and if it gets approved, they send you a check.
Wow.
And it was very helpful at that time. I couldn't ride for about 4 months.
I mean, we see a lot of friends and videos on the World Show big screens about people who've got help and stuff like that. And then everyone's so appreciative after they get some help. You want to give back all the time after you get some help like that, I believe.
Look at
I have to shout out. We got new people on board. Robin Frid has decided.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Now we can mention Robin Frid, right?
Yeah, now we can talk about him
buddy.
because he's live.
Yeah, your name has come up, Mr.
Nick Mayab's in. Martin Doostu. Of course, Jonathan Miller keeps talking about your teeth. And to make sure you look both ways before you cross the road there, Gino. Did you do that?
Oh, yeah. I need to.
That's from Jonathan.
I still don't, though.
I know, because I ride by you, you're not even watching, and then all of a sudden you last second you jump out of the way. Never fails.
So tell me about, I have another one. Ready? Can you tell me about the World Show commentary, how you guys got involved with that?
So right now, we did the Open World Show, and we did a few classes such as trail, Western riding, reining, and I'll tell you what, listen, times have changed. Obviously, people say, oh, there's not as many people in the seats. There are people say in 1984, seats were packed. But the truth of the matter is, you didn't have the internet. There are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people watching these classes, okay? And so when you're at the horse show, you see it live, right? And when you're at home, you're watching the screen, it'd be like watching an NBA game, right? Tim, it'd be like watching the Lakers, right? And not having a commentator. So we thought it'd be a great idea on these scored events to have one of our professional horsemen that's familiar with the class do the commentary. And I thought it was a great success. Great. And we're hoping to open it up. We're going to do the select world, some classes, more classes at the open world, and hopefully some classes at the amateur world.
So I'm going to keep going a little bit kind of with that too. Can you tell me about the competitive edge? Because that's something I watched today, and I know you and Robin and Charlie, and I forgot who else it was that did 3 of them at the Select World.
Oh, competitive edge. So, they do the judge's perspective. I don't know if you guys seen that. AQHA does a little, after the World Show, they'll do a judge's perspective about a class. But what we thought was we would do the trainer's perspective. Okay, this person's a world champion. Okay, how did they get there? What's their story? How did you prepare them? People want to know, who are these people? How much do they ride? Are they wealthy? What's their story? And, most importantly, I really felt as though that I wanted the public to know that, for instance, my person that won, who did the equitation, Gretchen Ingersoll. Gretchen, we're giving you a shout out. She wasn't perfect. It was how she handled the imperfections that led her to be world champion. And I think people, they just think that, okay, these world champions, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They're not perfect. So I just thought it just gave a whole different perspective.
I agree. It was educational for me to just listen to it today too, right? You know, Lena, you guys did one on Lena today, and I watch her practice, and I get it. And Jenny does her thing, Robin does her thing, and it was just educational to hear both your perspectives on how that goes down like that, how you guys prep someone to get to that level, right?
Right. And and people think it's smooth going. It's not always smooth going. Let me tell you. Often it's not smooth going.
So here's my big one. Okay. So I want to know about the mentor program, the HHA Professional Horsemen's Mentor Program. We talked about that a little bit. I'd sure like to hear your perspective on that and how it's going to happen.
So, one of the things that we had discussed is, how do we, there's professional horsemen all over the country. And what we're used to seeing is, us at the major horse shows, helping each other out. But there's, a lot of professionals that are members that, they don't go to the World Show. They don't go to the Red Bud. They're showing locally. Yeah. And we want to find a way to build that network. So what we did was we took the same network that they use for the stewards. The country's broken, I'm going to say 7 or 8 areas. And we, based upon about the size of the area and the number of members, we assigned and chose mentors that are going to be in their area so people can reach out to them.
So so you're saying there's actually literally assigned professional horsemen that are going to be mentoring others. It's not just going to be all professional horsemen mentoring.
Right. It's a group.
Gotcha.
And Brad, I'm going to ask you on TV.
Oh. Hold on. We got to take a commercial break.
Brad, would you like to be a mentor?
Absolutely. Of course.
Okay. Matter of fact, Karen and I broke up the list and we were calling everybody, and you were on my list to call, and I haven't got to you, so I thought I would ask you. And
awesome. Of course.
So what we want to try to do is, back in the day, if you remember, what professional horsemen used to go in and sign that they were present. So if somebody had a question, do you guys remember that? There was a list in the office, and if you're a professional horse, you signed in.
Yep.
Now, the guidelines haven't been established yet, but one of the things I'm hoping for is that, hey, have you announced Brad Jewett? He's at the horse show. If you have any questions, he's here. Maybe you can even have a question and answer period, a so-called town hall where you can ask, help people out. There's, people have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
People don't know really what is happening out there. And I think the communication has to go all the way down to the local level.
Oh, for sure. That's where it's all about getting kind of back to the local level being our roots. We wanted to get to that point, honestly. So if you want to grow anyway. When a new professional horseman, when it becomes a new member, okay, you're going to get an email. Brad will get an email. Whether it's in your area or not, if you know them, you're going to reach out and call them. Say, hey, welcome. If you need anything, you have any questions, how can I help you? If it's in your area, you're going to reach out to him. You're going to see him at a horse show and mentor him along or her along. Yeah. Good.
So before we keep going, this is so funny again. It's Gino rough and tough, and then Gino
pulling on your heartstrings.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like I said, you don't see Gino smiling and being so less intense and like preaching to us right now, which is great because I'm getting it, because we always see him, come on, yeah, look right there, da 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 da, right? And now he's like it's great. I mean, this is the side of Gino I see all the time. It's funny to see this side of him. So tell me, I'm curious, does this professional horsemen, like our task force and stuff like that, is that involved with that, or is that AQHA, or like the different committees you guys are involved with? Like, I'm curious how that works.
Like, for instance, give me an example.
Like our committee, right? But isn't
Okay,
there like,
yeah, that was started by the Professional Horseman Council.
right? But
Yeah.
besides, is there others?
Of course, there's a committee that runs the PVC, for instance, which is the Pleasure Horse Versatility Challenge.
Right.
So whenever we have a need to bring a group of professionals together for a certain objective, that's when we put a little group together.
Okay, I'm good with that. So tell me, as being the chairman here, what advice do you give like other professional horsemen, whether we're a whole bunch of years into this, a little bit, like you're the top dog right now. So how do you tell us, like, does that make sense?
Well, first of all, if you're a professional, become a professional horseman. That's what I'm gonna tell you first. Okay, the benefits, just the crisis fund alone. We have a great Guy Stoops Scholarship Fund, which is only for children of professional horsemen. The access to the knowledge base. Just think about the people that are professional horsemen that you can reach out. The website. Listen, I get calls. I don't know, Brad, have you gotten calls from people that looked you up on the professional horsemen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Emails, calls. Yep.
It's
absolutely.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And, I just want to talk about just for a minute, just about the code of ethics and what it really is all about. It's an alliance, this association, between the staff of AQHA, the members, the judges, the stewards. That's what makes it strong. Okay. And, all of us are trying to uphold this code of ethics, and it's just about, this code of ethics are guidelines to how we treat, first and foremost, our animals, our customers, our other professional horsemen, other people's customers, okay, with integrity. I mean, that's the basis of it all. And, it doesn't seem important when you're 20 years old, but it really is important. It really is. Gretchen, I will have to say, always taught me, if you always do the right thing, you will finish on top. At least with yourself.
Yeah, it's true. That's
true.
Wise words.
So I'm curious. I'm saying, are there any other new programs that you guys have coming up besides all this?
So we're working on a bunch of stuff. I really, some stuff, I'm not at liberty quite to talk about, but I obviously want to carry on and work on raising money for the crisis fund, for the scholarship fund, but I really want to make a grassroots effort and reach down to those people at the local level and get them involved. I really want to grow our membership by 20%. I want to open our membership it's open. I want to grow our membership internationally. I'm also working on getting a mentor overseas. And go ahead. Sorry, Tim.
So this is a question we kind of go to every night a little bit about direction. Like, do you have advice for younger horse trainers, younger professional horsemen? And then, like, what direction do you see from here 2020 to 2025, maybe like 5 years from here to there? Like, what do you see?
You see a timeline anywhere on this?
What are you meaning, the coronavirus or just in general?
No, in general, with your programs you're trying to, with the international, trying to get some international, trying to get some mentors there and all that. You have a timeline?
Yeah, I want to do it in this calendar year. I mean, my goal to increase it by 20% is this year.
2020.
Yeah, and that'll be, I will ask our mentors to help by, you'd be amazed, Brad Jewett, how many people, if you went to a local horse show, of assistant trainers that aren't professional horsemen. You'd be amazed.
Probably so. Because I know a couple of people that have asked me about it, and I said, why are you not? I mean, why haven't you? I said, I'll help. I'll write you a recommendation. But I don't know. People are just, what's the age? What's the age of the majority of the people you're talking about?
I'm gonna guess they're 18 to 30.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'd be surprised. There are people that are our age, well, my age, and your age. It's not our age. Maybe Tim and I are closer to age than me and you, but that aren't professional horsemen.
Because it's, again, another topic that we pretty much cover every night is that gap. There's a gap of trainers to that are horsemen that kind of were founders of everything that we do, and then there's the new ones that are coming in that they're so, not to get off on this subject because that's not what we're talking about right now, but with the so many nice horses now, not having to have paid the thing, life just comes maybe a little bit easier, and so they don't necessarily see the need to be on a committee or be a part of a association or anything like this. And so they just kind of, I'm good doing my own thing. Instead of what I see is why are we giving back? Giving back, not just to I'm not saying to everybody, I don't need to give back to the Connecticut area, but give back to your own barn and try to encourage people to come into our industry and build our industry and talk about our industry in a very good light instead of just being suckers, blood suckers in a way of our industry, give back, not just financially, but with your time,
They don't want, listen, what they want is, I'm going to be blunt, they want to go show at the Congress and win a trophy.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
They don't know, people that sit there and say, oh, I just want to win the Congress. Well, there's a lot of steps that they're missing, okay, from start to finish in their career development that gives you that end product. I tell people, what do they need? How about hard work? How about calluses right here, right? Calluses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're the ones we had on the other night. Every night that I've been on here, we've talked to Leonard and Carrie, the professional horseman of the year, right? And woman of the year. And we talked to
Christy,
Dean and Christy, and these trainers that we've talked to, they're saying the same thing. And if that's maybe not one of the biggest missions that I have for this show, is to help bridge that gap. And maybe this whole virus deal that's going on right now is part of that, is because now those guys have to stay home. They can't go to the horse show and show off their stuff necessarily. What are you going to do while you're at home? And so I didn't want to get off on that tangent, but at every night it seemed that subject always seems to come up, whether it's with the professional horseman. Man, there's not very many young professional horsemen. Well, man, you know what? There's not really that many young trainers out there either. There's a bunch of young assistant trainers, but there's not many young trainers that have the ambition to say, I want to do it right. I don't care if I win a world championship till I'm 40 years old. I want to do it right, and I want to build a business right and do it right the first time.
Robin and I were having a conversation, and I have to go right to the source. Gil Gallion.
Yeah.
He has created some of the best horse trainers in our business.
Yeah.
And I don't even have to name them. Everybody knows who they are. I mean, this guy his program, he must have a secret how he goes through the process that's different than everybody else's. I mean, just to think about who else has produced that many successful horse trainers.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys talk about this every night. I see young ones are hungry. They're out there. Maybe they're not the majority. There's a few out there that are ambitious and hungry and want to do it right.
But let's not get okay, doing it right. Okay, because there's a lot of ambition out there, but it's ambition to be horseman or ambition to win.
But do you think just because we have internet and we post all the time and stuff like that, some of that goes with that too?
There's something in the background. I can't hear you.
I barely heard him.
Tim, what's going on in your background? Something loud that I could. Okay, now continue.
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's weird.
It's somebody's got their
You
phone
need a
up.
headset like Brad, Tim.
Yeah, you do, really.
I'm just saying that there's some out there. Wow.
It may be, is Tina or Lena in the other room?
I'm going to turn my phone off. But
It may not be your phone. It may be their phone.
I quit asking my question.
Try again, Tim. Come on. I can't hear.
What?
I said there's some young ones out there that are ambitious and want to do it right.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that because we kind of lost a little momentum on the conversation, but I think it is fair all the way across the board. Where we were at was with the professional horsemen or getting involved at our local state levels. Just being part of our associations there is about giving back. Even in your own barn, is just do the right thing by every client. If they don't have the nicest horse, that doesn't mean you don't take them in. Everybody, if you're a horseman, you're going to find an event that is going to work for that horse. We have so many events that are. Is Sarah have her phone up by you, Gino? Somebody's still echoing. I can still hear. I can still hear something.
Is her volume off? Is your volume on? Yeah, our volumes are both off.
Okay.
You want me? I can shut mine off. I just have it so I can see the.
I just still hear the echo, but it's okay.
I got one last question. Ready?
Oh boy.
Tell me how this gets into play here. Like, I know you're involved with this. Tell us about this business because you're a sponsor.
Yes. So I'm one of the owners of C. Letchworth Bits. Chuck Letchworth, the founder and one of the most famous bit makers in the country. He has been designing bits for 40 years. And he sat down with our friend Tim, the trail man, and they talked about the needs of a bit, what it has to do for a horse, navigating through a trail course. So Chuck played with a few different ideas. We tried a few different things, ran them by Tim, and we came out with the Mana Trail bit. Hold it up again, Tim.
Love it. It's my bit, baby. Yeah.
There it is.
Do you wish you could have had that bit on Mr. Hugs
Yeah, no kidding.
at the Cow Palace?
At the Cow Palace.
We
Hugs.
have two winners. We have two winners.
Really?
Yeah.
19
Gino, you know one very well. I know her very well, Miss Sue Muller.
Oh, good job.
All right.
She won
Way
the
to
Kimes
go,
Ranch.
Sue.
She won the Kimes Ranch gift certificate. And Lori, oh my goodness, I missed Lori's name.
She showed back at Reedley, man.
Who did?
Lori Crow.
Yeah, Lori Crow. Yeah, well, she's the one. She got the Mr. Hugs. So she gets the $100 gift certificate to see Letchworth Bits and Spurs. So thank you all for playing tonight. We are
Eugene, talk to me.
Yes, Tim.
Hi. Tell me what you would like to say for an audience. What's your conclusion, Mr. Professional Horseman Chairman? Do you have a final?
You know,
Here we are.
I know a couple things. You know, I do this for the love of riding horses, helping people. And I, as a professional, you know, follow that code of ethics every day. Pursue your dreams and work hard.
Yeah.
And one thing, don't let your dream, your love for this outweigh your job of providing an income for you, your family, in retirement. Just because you're 25 years old, don't think you don't have to save money. I mean, I'll tell you, it's just so important. And as a professional, you know, and I said it, and people might not like to hear it. People know how cheap I am. But you know what? If you're not putting money away, if you don't have a savings account, if you don't have health insurance, don't get running boards on your truck. You could still get in and out at 25 years old.
Horseman's Future right up behind us. Horseman's Future.
Right there.
From last night. Give Matt a call.
Yeah.
Give Matt a call. Gino, thank you so much, man, for being on here. Everybody is just great job. What a great show. Kelly McDowell echoed your statement about Gil Gallion. Tom Klopp has been on here the whole time. It's just been a great feedback from everybody. We've held a very good audience all night. It hasn't been way up and way down, so we're happy about that. But man, thank you. I know that,
guys.
I'm sure this won't be the last time that we have you on, and thank you for your commitment to the Professional Horsemen's Association. I know that comes with a lot of time commitment. As we know earlier, when we get on the phone with you earlier, you were on a conference call for hours. So I get it. I get it. So thank you for your sacrifice there as well, because you're sacrificing for yourself, but for the betterment of all of us. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah, too. Thanks, Sarah. You can hear me.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
Sorry, a bit. That dinner looked really good, by the way, Sarah.
I mean, stop on by. We're taking out a kid.
All right.
Over to
All
find
right.
us.
As soon as this quarantine, I'll take you up on it.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. All right. Good night, everybody. We're going to mute these guys. Good night, Gino. Thanks for coming, dude.
Night.
Anytime.
This has been a Kona Cam production, brought to you by Kimes Ranch Jeans, Blue Ribbon Custom Tack, Letchworth Bits and Spurs, JewettEquine.tv, Chauffeur Dough, Silver Dollar Circuit, Horseman's Future, Unishippers. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
Laker monkey.